Hello dear students. In previous lecture, we discussed the scope of computational botany, the subject, we understood the subject, what that subject is all about, which things we are going to learn in this subject, and the scope of that subject of computational botany, that we have to learn some statistics, applications of statistics in your biological problems or solving in the biological experiments. Okay, so that we learned in earlier lecture. And second thing that we learned is the topic, that is measure of central tendencies. Central tendencies, there are three different types of central tendencies. We just got introduced to that what are the different types of central tendencies, and what we call it as a measure of central tendency. So that central tendency is the central value that we described. Then second thing we described, there are three different types of central tendencies: mean, mode, median. Then these three different types of central tendencies that we have to calculate for these three different types of data sets. Okay, so today in this lecture we'll start the studying these three different types of central tendencies one by one. Okay, so the first type of central tendency is the mean. First type of central tendency is mean. So it is very simple. You already know about it. What is mean? Okay, in mathematics you learned it many times in your school level, at your school level, even in college, at 11, 12, or in general. It is a general thing. Okay, so what is mean? So mean is nothing but it is the average value. Okay, what is mean? Mean is the average value of a sample or population. Okay, so in previous introductory lecture we discussed about what is sample, what is population. You might have listened to that lecture. Population is nothing but it is a group of similar kind of individuals of the same species residing in a particular geographical area, or it can also be defined as the group of individuals about which a scientific inference can be made. So that is about the population, and a particular part of the population is called as a sample. A finite subset of the population or a selected part of the population is called as sample. Okay, so it is a primary or the statistical terms that you must know before studying the statistics. So I have already shared with you the earlier video. In that you will learn all these statistical terms. Okay, so what is mean? Mean is nothing but it is the average value. Okay, average value of sample or a population distribution. Sometimes it is called as a arithmetic average. Arithmetic average. In simple terms, how it can be defined? It can be defined as a ratio. It is a ratio. Ratio of what? It is a ratio of sum of all the observations. Sum of all the observations of a data set divided by the number of observations. Divided by the number of observations. So how it is calculated mathematically? It is calculated mathematically by this formula. That formula is summation of x upon n. Okay, and mean is denoted by x bar. Mean is denoted by x bar. This arrow is called as bar. X bar. X bar is how it is calculated. It is nothing but summation of x upon n. So what is this x? X is the observation. X is what? Observation. Okay. So number of observations. Summation of x means, for example, you will take the marks of 5 students. Say for example, out of 20, 5 students gets respectively 5, 7, 10, 12 and 15 marks. 5, 7, 10, 12 and 15. Okay, 5. Okay. If we take these 5 are what? These are 5 are number of observations. 5 observations are there. 5, 7, 10, 12 and 15. So how the mean is calculated for them? We have to sum of all these observations. 5 plus 7 plus 10 plus 12 plus 15. And we have to divide it by number of observations. How many numbers of observations are there? 5. So you have to divide that value by 5. Let us take an example in next slide here. So before taking the example, we will study what are the different advantages and disadvantages of the mean. So what are the advantages? Advantages are like this. It is very simple to understand. Everybody can understand how the mean is calculated. We have to just sum up the observation and we have to divide it by number of observations. Okay. It is very simple to understand and very easy to calculate. Very easy to calculate. We can easily calculate the mean. It is suitable for further algebraic treatment. We can use it for different algebraic treatment. It is least affected by changes in the sampling. Okay, because it takes all the data sets. In fourth advantage is given itself here. It takes all the data sets values into consideration. We have to take average of all the observations. We don't left any observation. We don't leave any observation, which can be the case with other type of central tendency, which we will going to learn later. So this advantages of mean is that it can take all the data set values. Now what are the different disadvantages of that? It is extreme values. There are extreme values. It is highly affected. It is highly affected by the extreme values. Why it is called so? If we take example 5, okay, one example is 5, one is 10, one is 20, and last one is 1000. So see, these three values are very much near to each other, but if we see this 1000, it is far away from these values. Okay, it is far away from these values. If we take a mean of these three values, 20 plus 10 plus 5, it becomes 30, 35, and it is divided by number of observation 3. It will be somewhere around 11 point something, 11.1, I think 13. Okay, so here mean of this become around 11. Okay, so and if we take this 1000 into consideration, so it becomes 1035, 1035, and it is divided by 4. So if we divide it, it will be around 4, 8, then 2, 3, around 258 something. Okay, so see the difference here, 258 and here 11. So if we change any value, or if we have extreme values into the observations, it will definitely going to affect it. Okay, so it is one of the disadvantages of the mean. Then it cannot be determined just by observations, like the case with mode and median. For mode and median, that you are going to learn later, they can also be identified, they can also be detected only by observation, but the same is not the case with mean. We have to calculate it, we have to take the average and we have to calculate it. So this is about mean. Then how to find the mean? How we are going to find the mean? Mean can be find, just these are the different steps given to you. Compute first summation of x. X is what? Number of observations, or simply it can be called as a variable. The value is tend to vary, that changes, that is called as variable. So we have to take a sum of all the data values. We have to divide the number of data values through by number of data values, means we have to take sum of all the observations or all the data values and we have to divide it by total number of data values. Then in this fashion we are going to calculate it. X bar is equal to summation of x upon n, where n is number of data values, or simply it is called as observation. Okay, so in this fashion we are going to calculate the mean. For example, here one example is given. Find the mean of following data set. Simple data set. See, this is a ungrouped data set which is given to you. In this PPT we mostly have taken the ungrouped data set for a better understanding of the mean, mode, median. It becomes simple to understand in ungrouped data set. In another lecture we'll take or we'll calculate that for a group data set that we have seen earlier, that there are three different types of data set. Group data with discrete series and group data with continuous series. So that I will make a separate video for this. For that you will just find here that this is a ungrouped type of data set. There is no any group. So how we are going to solve this? Just add all these values 20, 15, 10, 12, 22 and 30 and divide that by number of observations. How many number of observations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so these are the number of observations, that 5 are the number of observations. So here summation of x, if we sum it, you will get this value 97 divided by 5 and it becomes 19.4. So we have taken all the values. So the mean of a given sample is 19.4. Okay, so in this fashion we can calculate a mean for a particular data set. Primarily the data set here given is a ungrouped type of data set. So I have given you here different examples for practice. So kindly solve all these problems and you can send it to me on a Google Classroom or even on a WhatsApp as an assignment. You just solve it, make the PDF of it and you can send it to the Google Classroom as an assignment or on a WhatsApp.